part of our start to finish series, we are going to be discussing digital heat transfer vinyl. Now, I'm going to give you guys just a little bit to come on. So if you see me talking, don't freak out, don't panic. We have not gone over anything yet. I'm going to give it just a little bit of a delay. And then we'll get rocking and rolling. Again, Jenna is on the other side for me today. So if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comment section on the Pathable side. That way she can help answer those questions. And then of course, throw them at me whenever there is a pause. Today we are going to heat apply with the Hottronics Auto Clam. And we are going to do two different materials, but I have a couple of things behind me to help show, just what some products can look like since there are so many different types. I just realized that I wanted to show one other thing up close and personal, so I'm going to grab that. And I thought I had a bigger sample, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to start out with a PowerPoint. We'll go over some of the products, and then of course we will break to heat apply, and then I'm going to take you directly to the Stahls website and show you how to walk through this process. So let's go ahead and get going. Jenna, I'm making sure you can see.
Yes, you're on.
Cool. I'm like, it's not going to the next slide. There we go. Start to finish. And like I said, we're going over digital HTV. So what is digital HTV? It's printable, also known as digital heat transfer vinyl, which is best suited for quality prints that range from a variety of material applications, such as apparel, signage, and even wall graphics. The full color designs are typically printed by using an eco-solvent printer. Now, I wanted to talk about this chart just really quick because as you'll see, there is a CAD Prints full color transfer section right at the color quantity of 3 and the garment quantity of 12. You'll see that in the orange section. Now, there could be times where you would want to use CAD Prints or CAD Color. We'll go over that terminology here in just a minute. Outside of this, but this what to use within grid is an excellent way to just kind of help keep yourself on track if you're not sure which route to go. Now, Jennifer Johnson just presented on the Ultra Color digital screen print transfers right before me. And as you can see that those two really line up in that 3 color quantity, but that's where the garment quantity starts to break down. So what is digital HTV is not a word that wants to come out of my mouth today. So the process. First, we start with a printable heat transfer vinyl. This is most of the time a white roll. This then gets put into the printing process, which is typically through an eco-solvent printer, but solvent and latex printers can also be used with some material. Not all printable heat transfer vinyl material is created equally, so just keep that in mind. As you can see to the right, there is a picture of the printer with the print heads going back and forth, creating that really cool owl multicolor gradient logo. Once it is printed, the material dries and then it gets masked with a clear carrier so the vinyl can then be placed on the garment. One little part that is left off of this is the weeding process. So you would actually let the material gas or dry and then weed, then mask with the carrier. And as you can see, the shirt with the owl is showing the final transfer ready to be heat applied. All right, so what options do we have? And I can tell you there are even more available than what we are going to discuss, but we're going to hit on some of the materials to keep in your back pocket, as you can always use a variety of other options that we have as well. So the first one we're going to talk about is Express Print. It's light, it's soft, it's excellent for everyday jobs, and it has a semi-matte finish. Now, I would say this also has a smooth, very smooth surface to it, and it is a material that you can also choose in our pattern section. So if you have used CAD cut patterns from us, more than likely you are using Express Print. All right, moving on to the next option is Soft Opaque. It's thin and stretchable. It has excellent opacity, and of course it's CPSIA compliant. So if you have any customers, in that concern, then there you go. You can find actually all of that CPSIA compliant information under each product on our website. Now, one thing that I will say that kind of differs between the two is that Soft Opaque is not going to have the stretch and rebound like Premium Plus would. So if you are looking for something that is going to really, really, really stretch and expand and then snap back, keep in mind, even though it is stretchable, it does not have that growth factor is what I'm going to call it. It is going to have a little more stretch to it than what Express Print would, and it's very thin, but it has a little bit more of a sheen to it. Between Express Print and Soft Opaque, they're both good for cotton and poly. So you don't have to really, have a concern of, is this going to go on my everyday t-shirt? It really kind of just comes down to which material you are going to prefer in the finish and overall working with. Now, the next one you will see is called Super Tech Subless Stop. This type of material in the Super Tech offerings, just run with the word super in the front part of that. It can go on pretty much any material. Where the effect of the material is going to change is in that next part of the word. So specifically, this is Subless Stop. This is going to have a charcoal backing on the back of the material that is going to help with dye blocking. So as you can see in this picture, it is a red graphic. This was actually a pair of shorts, I believe, maybe a shirt, but it has that Mustang logo, and you can see that that Mustang is nice and a crisp white, and the Mustang has not turned pink. So you have the dye blocking, the cotton poly, nylon. Okay, so Express Print, Soft Opaque, cotton poly, Super Tech. All the Super Tech line is going to be compatible with nylon, cotton poly, spandex, Cordura. I've played with leather, polypropylene, like you can just kind of run with this. And this also has a semi-matte finish. I would say in comparison to Express Print and Super Tech, the semi-matte finish is more of a is more semi-matte, where Express is more leaning towards that matte. Different overall textures, you'd have to feel it, but that Subless Stop is just going to be the way to go if you have any concerns about dye blocking. Dye migration. Need to dye block. Let's get that out. All right, so those were the basics. Those were the three to really kind of keep in your back pocket at all times. And then next, we're going to go into the dimensional side of Digital HTV. So as you can see, we have perma-twill or texture twill, and these are both going to give you that embroidery-like no-sew application. They work for both light and dark garments, and the texture twill, more than perma, will give you that semi-gloss kind of fabric sheen. That was one that I wanted to show you specifically, and I do have a logo on a shirt back here just so you can really see the texture in the texture twill. Perma twill is one that we use on, oh my gosh, everything, same thing for the texture twill. It's just 100% poly versus something that looks like it has little stitches in it. Next is the glitter. I'll give you a close-up of this guy. It is a printable glitter, and it does have an iridescent glitter to it. So depending on the colors in the artwork and the items around you, that glitter kind of changes just a little bit. Of course, it's going to be good for dye blocking. There is no dye blocker in this, but it is the white, thick glitter that we all know and love of Glitter Flake. Works for not nylon. That is a typo. We will get that updated on that PDF. So please disregard that nylon in there. It is a cotton and poly only. I repeat, cotton and poly only. And then it has a really glitter finish. So the semi-matte is off. My apologies, you guys. That is clearly something that I scanned right over. Next is soft foam that we will be decorating with. And this is, again, yesterday, I know I talked about it. I know Jenna talked about it. I know Jennifer Johnson talked about it. We are fanatics over here about this soft foam, and there is a printable option. So again, you're going to get that lightweight, that soft hand, that ultra matte finish with that dimension that is going to give you that full color capability. Now, keep in mind that with that ultra matte finish, that means your colors are not going to be as vibrant as what they would be on express print, simply because it is a different type of material. It's going to be a little bit more porous versus printing like on a piece of paper. All right, so one thing I want to talk about as we are going to go through the website is how you are going to identify these materials. If you already have a print cut system, if you already have a, was it latex, Jenna? Latex, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. If you already have a latex printer and you're looking to maybe start using heat transfer vinyl or what of our products will work, we can help guide you down this process, but you would be looking for CAD color when it comes to ordering in rolls. So it would be called CAD color express print, CAD color soft foam, or CAD color soft opaque. Now, if you are wanting to order in services because you don't have the capability to print in your facility, you are then going to look for what's called CAD prints. So if you are looking for the twill or the texture twill, you will then go to the custom tab, which I'll walk you through. Select apparel, CAD prints, and then from there you will pick your the product that you want ordered. So CAD color is you doing it on your own. The rolls, CAD prints is the service option. Okay, so it said it stopped. So I was like, what happened? So what I want to do now is show you some of these pieces before we get started, just so we can run through the application process here in just a minute. So one thing I really like to do when I was traveling was create these type of items for customers like yourself to see, because if you can see it on a shirt, you can touch it and feel it, it helps give you a better idea on what it's going to look like. And it's an excellent selling tool for you guys to create. So what I've done here is taken a lot of our products and put them on a shirt, and it actually says the product that's below it. So if you are looking to train a sales team, or if you are really wanting to run and, sorry, hold on, let me remove this. I don't know why it goes off on me. Squirrel. This is going to give you the ability to know what is what. Especially if you're wanting to show a customer that you can do a full color logo block that, that dye, this is going to be the perfect way to do it. If you go after schools, this is another way to show what their logo could really look in a variety of materials. Bear with me, guys. I thought I had signed out of something, but now I did. Okay, so the texture twill that I wanted to show you is this guy right here. And as you can see, it looks like it has an embroidery effect. So it does have some texture, but it's extremely thin. This is not thick. It is very, very thin on the garment. This is 100% polyester. I wouldn't necessarily put that logo on this type of item, but for bags, for caps, hats, for polos, little logos, branding. The other thing is it's excellent for the Sherpa fleece. Like this is really something that you can run with for a variety of different products. Again, giving you that no-sew look and not having to worry about the backing on a really, really light garment. The next one I want to show you is the twill. So again, it is 100% poly twill. And you can see that up close and personal, but you're just going to have a texture difference between the twill and the texture twill.
Kelly,
Yeah.
speaks of twill, we have a question specific to that. Do you know if it will block dye migration or have dye migration issues?
I have not heard anything on having dye migration issues. I know on our website that it says it's good for light and dark garments. But in terms of, say, white tackle twill, there shouldn't be any migration. That's an excellent question, and we'll definitely find that out because now I'm curious. And I don't think I have a good sample to really show. Like this is perma twill. I'm trying to adjust this lighting on a cap with a variety of colors, but this isn't really showing that it could potentially migrate. So I love the question. Now I got to find the answer. Okay, so the last one that I wanted to show you in terms of texture, we got to name this chick. This is the printable glitter. Now, this is a one-step application. So you see 3 colors, it's 1 layer, nothing has been layered on top of each other because it's all been printed. Now, because of the glitter effect in this light might have a little bit of an issue, but this thing sparkles when the light hits it, and it is so easy to do. So if you have a customer that is wanting a multicolored logo and they are concerned about the weight, or they have a lighter weight garment, then this is going to be the way to go. And how easy is it that you can order the logos, not have to weed anything, and then just heat apply? Okay, so let's go ahead and go to heat apply, and then I will take you through how to order. My computer is a little bit far away from me. And if I didn't have my contacts in, I couldn't see. So give me just a second. I wanted to pull up a logo. We'll do that in a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and heat apply. I am going to share my screen just so you guys can see the products that we will be using. Makes me go back through it.
Folks are coming up with names for your mannequin.
I love it.
We have Barbara.
Okay.
Karen, Sarah said that her daughter named her dress form Ginger. Stahls Stacy. And I'm not sure what this says. Princess something banana hamming.
That's amazing. We might have to do a reveal on what we name her. So I love it, you guys. You guys are always so fun and interactive. Okay, so the first item that we are going to decorate is this new era game day cinch bag. As you can see, the item number is there, NEB600. It's gonna have a awesome like gradient to this bag. It's thick. I'll obviously show you in person, and we are going to be using Super Tech Sublette Stop. Now, this product does not have, or this logo does not have a lot of white in it. However, we do not want that Safari Mini Golf to turn gray at all. So that's why we are moving forward with the blocker. And Super Tech Sublette Stop is applied a little different than some of our other printable materials. It is applied for 5 seconds, then you peel the carrier, and then you apply for another 5 seconds. You want to peel warm, not hot and not cold, definitely warm. And of course, as you start to peel, just make sure that nothing is going to lift. I'm actually checking my door because 280 to 300 degrees is what it would apply at. For the most part of everything, I think I've always applied at 285. Yeah, okay, and then the next item we are going to be using is CAD Prints Soft Foam. Now, let me preface this that it should say CAD Color, as soft foam is not yet a product that you can order in services. So if you are wanting to have full color options, you will have to purchase CAD Color Soft Foam. Because of the cutting restrictions, it's just a thicker material. You can't get as detailed, but I know we are all we are all excited and aching for CAD Print Soft Foam. So I'm going to show it to you. Just know that it has to be purchased in rolls. Now, again, it's going to apply just like regular soft foam, 15 seconds, 300 degrees, light, and a cold peel. I actually find that I prefer to peel at a warm, in between warm and cold. Again, just make sure you don't have any lifting before you peel. As you can see, we are going to do a left chest location and a back neck. Now, I am looking for one thing. Bear with me yet again. I moved my charger last night. Okay. So let's get heat applying. Let me see what I am working with here. Jenny, do you have any questions while I'm looking for my charger that I decided to move last night?
One question, Erin asked, which of these products has a white or black border around the artwork? I think she's speaking specifically to CAD prints.
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me plug this guy in. All right, so if you are ordering through CAD prints, then there are going to be some art requirements, just like there would be if you were ordering cut vinyl through Custom Cut. Am I lagging for you?
Good here.
Okay. So with that, there might need to be a contour color that is going to help in our production side of things. So there isn't a material that has a black border. It is a material, it's a color that you have chosen in the uploading process. So If our team feels that there needs to be a contour color around your artwork, then that is when you would either select a color. Most of the time, we recommend using a color similar to the garment. That way it blends in nicely, or just choosing a contrasting color that is already in your artwork. So, as an example, this art right here, as you can see, has a black outline around the art as a whole. So instead of just leaving it finished with the leaves, all of that detail, it has been a black fill, as you could say, has been added. As you can see, between the L and the F, there is a space that was not weeded. So in our art requirements, that is something that is going to be chosen to get filled in. And you would see your proof through all of this process. So if at any point you felt something was off, or maybe you really just needed to go back to the customer and verify, you do have that ability. But that's a great question. If you are print cutting at home, I keep referencing home. I feel like we're stuck at home for so long, but in your facility, your garage, your basement, wherever you're at, you have more control over your art versus sending it in. But it's just so easy to get it done ready for you. Okay, so like I said, we are going to the press. Now I am using the tag-along platen. I love this platen. It makes life so much easier for me when it comes to lining up things. I don't know, my brain just works very well with it. So I have taken out the 16 by 20, inserted the tag along, and we are going to actually do our tank first. So this is the New Era tank, and this would be a Sanmar item. Just going to thread it like normal. And I'm going to actually try to step on this side. I don't know. Just let me know if you can't see me, Jenna. Okay, so with this, I have worked the seam off the sides. And this is the logo that we will be using. So as you can see, there's more gradients in this. And then we are going to have a little bit of dimension. It's not allowing me to focus it. You've seen the dimension for all of soft foam. We're going to pre-press first because I need to make sure that my pressure is accurate. Remember I said this is a light to medium pressure. Okay, I'm at a 4. I'm going to go to a 3 just because I feel more comfortable with that. Now, everything that I have set on my timer today is going to be 5 and 5. The Super Tech Subble Stop, like I said, is a 5 and 5. So we pre-press, and then we're just going to press down this soft foam twice. So this is a left chest location. And my cover sheet goes right back over it. I know it's really, really easy to change my time, but I figured why not just do it this way. Whatever works, right? The idea is to get the job done. Okay, now I am going to have to take that platen out because we are doing the neck, but let's see if we can actually make this work, right? Oh, okay, guys, we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna use this pad, which is where your tag would actually be. So the little butterfly, as you can see, to the black outline question, This one has the royal around it, matching the shirt, because as you can see, the antenna on the butterfly, that is so tiny, and you would not want to cut and weed. There's just too much that could go wrong. So it is encapsulated. All right, so my butterfly is right on that racer part. I know I didn't pre-press. I was waiting for somebody to go, she didn't pre-press. Now the other side, once this is done, we should be able to go ahead and peel that carrier. And I will just make sure that we are good to go, obviously, before I actually peel it. Okay, so left chest. Peeling beautifully, there we go. So again, very, very lightweight. It's not heavy. It's not going to feel awkward on the garment. It's going to move with the body. And just with it being the foam, I don't know, I feel like it adds a little bit of a beachy vibe to this overall tank. Okay. Now this butterfly, she's still a little warm. Let's see. Oh, yep. Feeling just fine. There we go. Okay. So first one is done. We've got full color on the front, a matching butterfly on the back. And as you can see, it's not 100% match on the color of the garment. So if you have any concerns on that, a lot of times the garment companies will help try to figure out what Pantone or PMS color the garment is. If you are extremely particular and you need it to, or you have a customer that is extremely particular and you need this to be as best of a match as possible, there are, I'm going to call them color guides that you can actually order that will show you what colors you need, or you can also request a certain color as you are ordering in services. There's actually a little box for that. So the idea is to help you. We don't want to hurt you by any means on adding an outline. So we'll do our best to kind of help guide you down the right path. Okay, so up next, we will be using a pillow. And I could easily use a smaller platen and thread this bag and not have to worry about a pillow at all, but we are going to use a pillow. And this particular case, if you notice with the digital screen printed transfers, no pillows, don't do it. And in this case with HTV, we can use a pillow. We can also use pads. They're going to act the same way for heat transfer vinyl, whether it is printable or individual cut. So as you can see, this is a very, very bright and vibrant sublimated cinch sack. So pillow is in. I don't know if I can adjust those. Now, to make sure that I am running with accurate pressure, I am going to pre-press. And I am also going to pay attention and make sure we don't have any lifting of the dye from the cinch sack onto, come on, the cover sheet. Reason being, I don't want to make sure that we could potentially put any dye anywhere else. I'm playing against my light here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is an outline of that entire bag on this. So right there is already going to tell you that there is going to be some dye migration. I know you guys can't see this pretty well, but there's an entire outline of the bag right from the top to bottom. So I'm going to, let's see if we can make this work. Nope, we're getting a new sheet. All right, so Safari logo it is. Again, this one is the SuperTech subless stop, so it will have that blocker on there. And we are just going to set this in the middle of the bag. One thing to keep in mind about logo placement is if they were to cinch this, that your logo isn't going to crumble up at the top. You still want that logo of that business to be very, very easy to see. The idea is that somebody's going to be carrying this bag around, so we want to make sure that their advertisement is actually working. So I'm going to center this just a little bit more. Cover sheet, and like I said, it's going to be 5 and 5. This is a hot peel. With SuperTech products, you'll see that the carrier is going to already start lifting. So you don't want to overcook. This will start to kind of crinkle up. Now I am seeing just a little bit of lifting. So what I'm doing is just being really careful. We're going to go back in for another 5 seconds, and that's really going to put those seams back into the bag. So that's what it looks like thus far. Now, because we are also hitting this again, the overall texture and sheen of the product is going to change. So right now, this has a really semi-matte finish. Almost, it's creeping on the sheen of it is just got a little bit more of a shine. Okay, so when we go back and we hit the press again with the cover sheet, it will kind of help eliminate some of that. Now, obviously, we don't have another carrier. So once we pop this open, remove the cover sheet, that bag is complete. And this logo is done. I'm fighting with light, guys. So it just mats it a little bit more, but one of the reasons why I love the SuperTech line is because it is so thin. You almost cannot tell that there is a graphic on this bag. So when it comes to actually pulling the cinch part, it's not going to get crunchy. It's going to move right there with the garment. So think of that also being on a soccer jersey or a polo, a t-shirt. It's just going to move really well with those lightweight, and really any kind of garment. Okay, so both of our logos we have finished. I don't think I have. There is one. On an OGO cap that was used with the 360. And in this particular cap, you do have, it's not a texture, it's really thin, but you can see the stitching, or not the stitching. I know it's not considered a knit, maybe more of the woven texture in this. And you can see a little bit of the lines come through, but it's not turning the logo to a gray. It's still very white and crisp, but you can see a little bit of that texture. So keep in mind with any heat transfer material, the thinner the material, the more you're going to pick up texture or spacing in the weave than you would a thicker material. Okay, so let's go to, let me move. I'm going to shrink this little guy. I am going to pull some art. And we're going to go to the website. So after I showed you the products that we would be using, there is no other slide and presentation. So what we're going to do from here is head to the website, and we will go over everything on where you can find the products. I thought I had it all pulled out, but no. Any questions, Jenna?
One question actually just came in from Erin. She is wondering if the Super Tech Sublastop is the same as Subblock.
I don't know. Do you know?
I don't do some research on that. Another one that came in is asking, when ordering, why would you choose Ultra Soft versus CAD print? I believe she's speaking about Ultra Color Soft.
Okay, so there's a couple of different hold, please. Okay, so I'm going to show you, if I can, a couple of things. All right, so an example. This is Ultra Color Soft, okay? There is a ton of cavities in that. Even looking at the Ultra Color, oh, excuse me, this is Stretch, Ultra Color Stretch text along with the Stahls Transfer Express logo, the wellness, even this little like shadow peak right here, there is some extremely detailed pieces. With CAD prints, which is what I can show you, you are ordering based on $1. So it is a $25 minimum. If this particular logo costs you $1, and I'm just throwing numbers out there, then you're going to need 25 pieces of these in order to hit that minimum. If you are needing to order 25 pieces of this in Ultra Color, and let's say it costs you, again, throwing numbers out there, $3, and your customer is comfortable with this logo, having built-in cavities, then this is going to be the way to go. If your customer is wanting all of those tiny cavities to be shown, your option is Ultra Color. From there, you have to decide whether or not they can do Ultra Color Soft, if you need that nylon capability with Stretch, or if you need the blocker, which would be Stretch with a blocker. So it all comes down to artwork, which I look at as the first, and then I go into quantity, because with Ultra Color, you can order in pieces of 25, or you have a, what is it, a 5 or 10 sheet minimum. So the bigger the logo you go, so this guy, right? If this is a $5 logo and your minimum is $25, remember you only need 5 of these to hit that $25 minimum. You're still going to need to order the 25 pieces on that 25 sheet minimum for Ultra Color. I know it's really confusing. One goes off pieces, one goes off price. So a left chest logo may only cost you 75 cents. And yeah, you're gonna have to order close to, what, 42 of them in order to, no. You're gonna have to order close to 20 of them in order to hit that minimum, but you are saving overall without having to go through ultra color. So this is a great time to bring it up. If you have some questions on art and which route you should go, schedule that one-on-one and really understand when you need to go ultra color or you need to go printable or digital HTV. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is you can't get texture. You can't get dimension with ultra color. So that's when you would want to go with twill or texture twill or that printable glitter on the Stahls side. Both are going to produce excellent pieces for your customer. It just comes down to art and quantity. Now I used to have like a really good section for my art, and now it's just not pulling there.
Another question came in, Kelly, in reference to the sample t-shirt that you showed earlier. David pointed out a really good point that all of those transfers obviously apply at different time, temperatures, and pressures. So he was just wondering if you did do all of them individually to create the sample shirt.
Ish. Yeah, I did. So let me show you. I will show you really quick. I got my art up and ready. So we're done in 3 minutes, aren't we? Okay, so Express Print, Super Tech, Glitter Flake, Super Tech. Those can all be applied at 300 degrees. So they have some flux in their temperature, but they're all also different times. So with these, I'm not washing this garment. I did this one first, and then, or I think I did these two first. I scooted this t-shirt, part of the t-shirt off, and I did those four, and then I worked through the bottom. So yes, I've made other shirts of our vinyl as well, and that's a whole array of time and temperature. So you just have to get kind of creative. It was one of these things, like I had it on there and I just kept moving the shirt around. So just keep in mind, ideally, you're probably not washing this shirt weekly. Get the logo on there. If it looks a little off, just go back through and hit it again. Okay, guys, I want to show you just super quick. I know I'm going to run over, but I really want to show you where this is on the site because it can get a little confusing. So we have gone to, there we go. This is Stahls.com, and right here you'll see the CAD cut, and you would go to printable digital vinyl in order to find what you would see CAD color. So these are all of the materials that are out there along with the mask that you would need for each. Now, what we're doing is we are going to custom logos. We're going to go to heat applied. And then, like I said, you're going to look for that CAD prints for apparel. You guys saw Jenna work with a CAD prints decal for a tumbler. That's when you would scroll right up and go to non-apparel. So specifically, we are doing the full color. And then as you can see, you can scroll through and you're going to see a lot of the information I just gave you, other pictures. You can go through and check out other materials. All of this is going to be right here for you. Now, after each little section, you're going to see the upload your artwork, or right here, you can click upload your artwork. From here, it is so easy. All you do is drag and drop your file. It's going to start uploading, analyze it, and then it should provide you a thumbnail so you know exactly what you're working with. From here, you have the ability to choose other materials as well. So you've got your CAD prints, which we are going to select. And then you can see if you want this in a banner or floor graphic, even the stickers and decals Jenna was referring to yesterday, Jenna and Sarah. So the digital transfer logos is what we want next. You're going to select your material. If I select nylon, a lot of things go out. Okay, so let's just say it's a light garment. I don't need split front. And then you can see that I have all of those Super Tech materials that I was talking about. So we're going to go opaque, as I don't need a blocker. And then in regards to the contour color, this is the black outline question. So I'm going to select only add a contour color if required. And then from here, it will pop up and give you the ability to select a color if need be. If I'm putting this on a white garment, then I'm going to select white. It's not going to give you a preview of that contour color, but you will see that in the proof. Next, for the Pantones, you can type those in right here. Here, you're going to input your information and then select the design name. And then you will go down to special instructions. We're just going to put K so we can go to the next step. So here would be anything that you need the artist to know. Now, I am logged in, so right now you're going to see one piece at $0 versus the pricing that you would need. But right here, you are going to get the price. So if you're wanting to compare maybe ultra color versus CAD prints, you can do this and get those pricing immediately for you. And then you're going to input your contact information and hit submit art. Now, you will not automatically be going through the order process. This is simply just to get a proof. Once your proof is approved, then you move on to the ordering stage. So if you have 10 different arts that you want to see what they would look like, upload them, get them ready for your customers, get them ready to do approvals before you move on and place those orders. So eliminate the steps as much as you can. Okay, you guys, so that is everything. It's a lot of information. Now, Bob is going to do a class at 7 o'clock tonight Eastern, and he is going to go over more information about a print cut system. I am going to work to get a video loaded in our on-demand demos, I believe, section right at the top. So just look at the top and you will see several blue tabs. There's videos in there that you can check out that are talking about all of our products, but I'm going to work to see if we can get a video added in there that's going to be a little bit more in depth on the print cut system. But feel free to message me if you have any questions in regards to that video. And then make sure you tune in for Bob's at 7. That way you can just really kind of understand the whole print cut pre-step to getting to that. Up next is, do you know, Jenna? It's not the, is it uniforms? Is John up?
I am checking right now. Up next, we have dimensional logos start to finish with Allison Zaccaro.
Perfect. So that's another full color decoration method. So make sure you guys go check that out. And thanks for tuning in. I'm so sorry I ran over. There's just so much information, but I know we'll see you guys soon, and enjoy the rest of the day.